ओम नमो लूये सर्वत्र कालवर्ती हरियंताणम। नमो लूये सर्वत्र कालवर्ती सिद्धाणम। नमो लूये सर्वत्र कालवर्ती आयर्याणम। नमो लूये सर्वत्र कालवर्ती वज्रायाणम। नमो लूये सर्वत्र कालवर्ती सावणम। ओंकारं बिंदु संयुक्तं नित्यं गायन्ति योगिनं कामदं मोक्षदं चैव ओंकाराय नमो नमः। नमः समय साराय स्वानुभूत्या चकासते चित् स्वभावाय भावाय सर्वभावान्तरचिदे अज्ञानतिमिरन्धानां ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। ॐ नमः सिद्धेभ्यो। ॐ नमः सिद्धेभ्यो। ओम श्री सुदात्माने नमः। जय जिनेन्द्र। So we today is a November 8, 2025, Saturday, and we are continuing our class on Chhadhaala. So in Chhadhaala, we are just doing Dhala number 2, and in Dhala number 2 also we are going through inborn wrong concept, अग्रहित मिथ्या दर्शन, उसकी बात चल रही है। अग्रहित मिथ्या दर्शन, अग्रहित मिथ्या दर्शन, inborn wrong concept means there is having the misconception about the nine tattva. Misconception about nine tattva. That's what we are looking at it. And out of which we have done Jeev, Pudgal, Jeev, Ajeev, Ashav, Burn, Samvar. Last week we finished Nijara also. So today we are going to talk about Moksha Tattva. When we are done with that Moksha Tattva wrong belief, that means inborn wrong concept, agrahit mithya darshan, that sub-chapter will be over, and it gives us direction. What is my problem? First I have to diagnose my problem. So now I have diagnosed my problem that I have mithya darshan, and that mithya darshan is a agrahit mithya darshan. That wrong concept I have, wrong faith I have is inborn since ever I have it. And once I know this problem, naturally, remember, a problem comes with a solution. A problem comes with a solution. So you don't look for solution outside. When you dissect out the problem, then the solution just shines from there. So diagnosis alone means the treatment already has started. जब मुझे मालूम हुआ कि मेरे में अग्रहित मिथ्या दर्शन है, नौ तत्व की भूल समझ में आई है, तो उसको रेक्टिफाई करने के लिए मेरा कार्य जरूर चालू हो जाएगा. माय वर्क विल स्टार्ट ऑटोमेटिकली, knowing where I am right now, what are my mistakes. So without further delay, let me bring the slides and we'll start from where we were last time and continue from there. Okay. Um, all these things are done. So I have to come to the real slide. Okay. Here. Moksha Tattva. Mistake regarding my Moksha Tattva. What are my mistakes? How do I mess up understanding Moksha Tattva? So we always say, poor Muni, some of the things we have done, so it will just revise and then we'll keep going. Poor Muni must be suffering in the jungle. That's what we just say. Poor Muni Raj, poor Parsh Muni. He is in jungle and torrential rain is occurring. Water is coming all the way up to neck and everything. Poor Muniraj, what's going to happen? Oh my God. It just shows how ignorant I am. Externally, it appears that Muni Parshnath is going to drown pretty soon. But we forget that this Muniraj, Parsh Prabhu, in Muni Dasha, he's going to he's going to become Tirthankar Bhagwan, and this life he's going to go to moksha. And when there is a mokshgami jeev in that last life, he has physical body. It is called Vraja Rushabha Narat Sanhanan. Means it's extreme strong body. Kamat Sangamdev, he was very mad and he wanted to take revenge on Muni Parshnath from the previous lives. From 10 lives, these things are going on. We don't have time to go through all the 10 lives of Muni Parshnath. How Kamat kept on expressing his wish. He's expressing his venom. And how Parshnath keeps on keeping solace, keeps on showing equanimity, keeps on showing peace. 10 lives is going on. So in this life, he's throwing the big rocks. He's throwing, and when the rocks are touching the Muniraj, because he has a Vraja, Rushab, Narat, Sanhanan, very strong body, that all those big rocks, they became just dirt completely. He's throwing fireballs, and they touch the Muni Parshnath, and they become cool. Now he has given torrential rain. Water is up to here. But Muniraj is basically busy in his own eternal state. He is having absolute peace and bliss going on from within. And outside, when we are looking, we just say, Bechare Muniraj, poor Muni. No, he's not suffering. He's actually, he has super senses bliss going on within. Even Samyak Drashti Jeev going to the Narak, Samyak Drashti Jeev going to the hell. Outside, he has all the physical suffering occurring. Last year, I was in New Delhi, and about 50 miles from New Delhi, there is one temple called Bade Gaon. And there is a huge temple with the shape of a Jain universe. You go in the elevator, and then when you're coming down the stairs, when you're passing through the hellish area, then all the what are suffering occurring in the hell, they have been shown in the pictures to 3D models. Very scary looking thing. But when Samyak Drashti Jeev is in the hell, in that state, his body will be cutting out and everything, but he will have absolute peace from within. He is absolute. But there's some noise coming from somewhere. From the temple, there's noise coming. Can we have the noise get suppressed, please?
So it's from the audience. Adhikari uncle, mute ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದ uncle, please.
Okay, let me.
You will be able to mute it.
Okay.
Being the host.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. I'll mute it. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay. So when you are in when the Muniraj is in jungle, he is not suffering. When a soul Samyak Drishti Jeev is in a hell, he is not suffering internally. He is in a blissful state. The coming 24th sets of Tirthankar in the next Chaubisi. First Tirthankar will be Srenik Maharaja's Jeev, Mahapadma Prabhu. He is in hell right now, first hell. He is passing through all these physical cruelties. But internally, he is in a blissful state. He's extremely at peace. So he doesn't get so poor Muni must be suffering in jungle. He gets barely 1 meal a day. Muniraj doesn't care whether he gets meal or not, because he's so engrossed within. He has bliss coming from within. So he doesn't have anything to worry about maintenance of his body and everything. I'm sitting in the AC room and able to eat regularly, and look at this poor Muniraj. When I'm talking that way, it shows what is my capacity right now. Where do I belong to? It shows that I am really, really belonging to a very, very low intellect, because I can't understand Muniraj, what is his internal state. So Muniraj is suffering and I'm very happy. What do you mean by you are happy? Sitting in the AC room, you are happy. Eating regularly, you are happy. Then why you are saying, I don't want to take cholesterol because my high cholesterol is there. I don't want to take sugar because I have diabetes. I don't want to take salt because I have heart failure and hypertension. Why do you do that? If you are happy with the food and everything. Muniraj doesn't suffer. I am suffering because I'm getting happiness. I'm thinking I'm getting happiness from external objects like physical body, etc. And that's a happiness dependent on the alien object is a misery. So this is a wrong assumption. Happiness comes from within and not from alien object. So this is moksha tattva, that happiness comes from within, and I'm looking for happiness from outside material object. Right now, there was a noise coming from the class. Oh, it's disturbing me. How can that noise should be disturbing me? If I'm really, really engrossed in myself, why should I have any noise bothering me? But I said, noise bothers me. So that is a mistake. That's a wrong assumption. So here, someone at first Gunsthanak appears to be happy. Now we are talking Gunsthanak. What is Gunsthanak? Gunsthanak means progressive purity of the soul occurring. And the first gun sthanak means I am absolutely down in dungeons. I am in absolute unhappy state. I am in absolute misery state. Because my dependency on physical body for happiness. When my weight goes up, I'm unhappy. My weight comes under control, I'm feeling kind of happy about it. When my diabetes, my sugar is under control, I'm very happy. My sugar goes up, I'm very unhappy. My happiness or unhappiness depends on outside object, and that is a miserable state. Why? Because I'm happy because my iPhone is working. So my dependency on this iPhone making me happy means this one has no attribute of happiness or unhappiness within. And I believe that phone gives me happiness. Arey Bala, why don't you understand? Happiness comes from within. You have the unlimited source of blissful state lying within. And you are looking for happiness from the non-living objects like this. Like this house gives me happiness, air conditioning gives me happiness, computer gives me happiness, car gives me happiness. A dependency on the alien object for my happiness is called misery. Perplexity, akulta, dukh. So, first gunsthanak, it appears that somebody is happy, but he is not, because his happiness is dependent on outside material object, which has no quality of happiness within. So, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and seventh gunsthanak, what happens there? The soul has obtained experiencing state of the soul. And with that experiencing state, there is a blissful state occurring. If somebody says today, I got Samyak Darshan, what's a telltale sign of Samyak Darshan? Means I have blissful state occurring from within. Apurva Anand ki anubhuti. Since time infinite in my ever existence, I never experienced that blissful state. And today I experience that blissful state with the experiencing of the self. So that's a true happiness coming from within. At fourth gunsthanak, the process starts. At fifth gunsthanak, process increases. And sixth and seventh gunsthanak, process is really picking up extreme speed. And ultimately, it ends up with the Aryan state. Kunkuna Acharya was sixth and seventh gunsthanak. GS, gunsthanak. Now he's in heaven, the fourth gunsthanak. Will he be happy or not? Kunkuna Acharya gets all the luxury, all the physical amenity, everything he wants and more. 33,000 years, and there is a little nectar comes from the neck, and the hunger goes away for next 33,000 years. And can you imagine that kind of happiness? It's all external happiness. He's in fourth gunsthanak, means his internal state has degraded. So that's why from sixth and seventh state, he's in fourth state. So you can't say Kunkuna Acharya is very happy in the heaven. No. Is he happy or not? No, he will not be happy because he is been fourth Gunsthanak right now. He was in sixth and seventh before. All these things are occurring. So now, passionless state and the true knowledge were helpful to the soul. Now, the real nature of the moksha is passionless state. राग रहित वितरागता, बीत गया है राग जिसका उसको वितराग कहा गया. Passionless state, completely free of any kind of rag and dvesh. There's a complete passionless state. And with that thing, true knowledge means I am the soul, separate from all the alien objects of the universe. That kind of attitude, that kind of understanding, that kind of knowledge is helpful to the soul. And that occurs in the moksha dasha. Instead, one believes them to be giving rise to misery. Oh, to obtain passionless state, to give up my rag and dvesh, means my like for the phone, I have to give it up. My liking for the physical body, do I have to give it up? There was a short story. A person is standing on the cliff and his foot slips and he's falling down in the canyon below down. He knows he's going to die. So while he's falling down, a dry twig comes on his hand. Dry tree. He's hanging on that twig. And while he's hanging on the while he's hanging on the twig, he has the tree is about to come out of the root. He can fall down into the canyon and die any second. So he started screaming. Everybody says there's a God, there's a God. Is there any God? If there is so, help me. So there's a sound coming from this space. Yes, I'm here to help you out. Oh God, please save me, please save me. What can I do? God says, let your both hands go free. Are you nuts? I'll get my both hands get free. I'll certainly die. Similarly, that's what we believe. All my rag, all my likings in this universe, my house, my family, my car, my money, my children, do I have to give up my rag towards them? Are you nuts? I'm going to be helpless. Hey, you don't understand. If you're not in that rag state, means vitragta will occur. Purity from inside will occur. The blissful state will occur. But I don't believe all those things. So I just say, I don't want to give up anything I have it. Why should I give up anything that I have it? What is my surety? What's a surety you can give me that I'll have a blissful state? Remember, all Tirthankar Bhagwans, they were kings and princes. They have everything and more. You have something right now and you think you have everything? You have nothing in front of Tirthankar Bhagwan when they had their physical amenities, when they were kings and princes. They gave up all those things. They become naked saint and walked out to look for internal bliss. So one has to have faith on such type of things. He believes to be happy and fulfilling desire. I'm very happy fulfilling my desire. I want to eat some good breakfast as soon as class is over, because it's my evening and my morning, yours evening, my morning. I'll get the breakfast. My satiety, I'll be very satisfied with that. I'll fulfilling my desires. After eating, I think my desires are fulfilled, but now, oh, I need to take rest a little bit. There's a new desire started. Oh, I need to do some exercise. New desire started. I want to do this, that. All the desires are the bucket without the bottom. You try to fill it up, but it will never be fulfilled. No desire can ever be fulfilled. When a desire gets fulfilled, 10 new desires wake up right away. He forgets true happiness comes from within, and it is present for eternal time in the soul by itself. True happiness, the happiness is an ocean of blissful state lying within. Askhalit Anand. It is sitting within. Never-ending bliss is sitting within. And I don't look at it. This is my mistake regarding the moksha tattva. One who believes that Muni Dasha is the reason for suffering, then he has not understood the real nature of the Samvar, Nijara or moksha. Because Samvar, Nijara, moksha is, Samvar means beginning of purity within. Nijara means increasing purity within. And moksha means completion of purity within. Internal. And I have not looked at it, so I have not understood Samvar, Nijara, moksha. Worldly transient pleasure produces perplexity, akulta. You bought a brand new Mercedes in Bangalore, for example. Try to go through the Bangalore traffic at the peak hours, where there is no room to walk around. And you're so afraid that the rickshawala will just scratch your car, or the other car will hit your car. So your perplexity, you're enjoying your new car, but still you have apprehension within. And that rickshawala, who has so much dent on his rickshaw, he doesn't care. He goes just without any worry. He just drives his rickshaw non-stop anywhere he likes it. So perplexity occurs when you're trying to enjoy your worldly pleasures. Blissful state arising from soul produces eternal serenity, and it's called nirakulta. This eternal peaceful state occurs from within. Heavenly life has sensual pleasure, indriya sukh. Moksha is eternal bliss arising from within, atindriya anand. So my aim has to be moksha, not the heavenly life. Moksha. And Srimadji said, moksha kayo nija suddhata. Internal purity is called moksha. Complete purity is moksha. Moksha it's not there in the Siddhashila. Moksha occurs over here right now. Atindriya Anand. So now, we finish all the 9 tattva, all the wrong belief about 9 tattva, and the Chand number, this Chand was talking the same thing about. So let's see what it says over here. Listen to this one and keep going further.
निज शक्ति
one, it says, Siva Sukha Nirakul na Jaan. So the moksha over here is a moksha experience about explanation of the moksha is given. Then it says, Yati ti pratiti juta kashuk gnana so dukhadayak agyana jan. Remember, when we started the Chhadhaala, our second Dhaala class, what we talked about is this was the verbal meaning. Wrong believer does not have faith in the control of his desire, and such he loses his own strength in fulfilling mundane pleasure. This misconception regarding Nijara Tattva, which we talked long back, last class and class before. That was Nijara Tattva. Then he does not believe in blissful and unperturbed state of the soul, moksha, which we just talked about. This misconception regarding the moksha. Now, this underlined word, third one, the third thing here, he says, whatever knowledge supported by wrong belief is there, know it to be wrong knowledge responsible for suffering. So now we are going to the wrong knowledge. So here, when we started Dhaala 2, it said suffering in 4 realms of existence, wrong concept, mithyatva, inborn wrong concept or grahit mithyatva, or grahit mithya darshan, wrong faith, inborn wrong faith, or grahit mithya gyaan, inborn wrong knowledge, or grahit mithya charitra, inborn wrong concept. So, 3 things we are supposed to do, out of which we finished this part. So we are going to go to the next one now. Acquired wrong concept, grahit mithyatva, same 3 things. Grahit mithya darshan, grahit mithya gnan, grahit mithya charitra. So we are now going to be concentrating on wrong knowledge, inborn wrong knowledge. We finished this wrong faith, inborn wrong faith with an absolutely misconception about 9 tattva. By knowing misconception of 9 tattva, the solution was right in that thing in which when I do right thing, when I bring my attention to within, then all my wrong concept starts going away. My inborn wrong faith goes away. Now, along with that, there is an inborn wrong faith. What is that? Inborn wrong knowledge. What is that? That's what we are going to talk right now. Wrong knowledge. Agnan. Agnan means wrong knowledge. First one, we say knowledge. What does knowledge do? Who does have knowledge? Well, my phone has so much memory. My phone can remember so many things. Oh, yeah? If this phone has a memory and knowledge and also feeling, then if I throw this phone on the ground, it should start screaming too. It's a matter object. The memory and retentions and all the thing, knowledge, everything you talked about, that's a word that you artificially put in that phone. So, knowledge occurs in the conscious element. Knowledge occurs in a conscious element. That conscious element could be Nigod living being. or it could Siddha Bhagwan, or anything in between, or Bhavi Jeev, or Abhavi Jeev. Bhavi Jeev means one who is capable of liberation. Abhavi means he will never, 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 ever get liberation, no matter how hard he works. Fortunately, Abhavi Jeevs are extremely rare. And you and I are not Abhavi Jeev. How come? Swami Kartikeya Acharya, in Kartikeya Anupreksha, he says, Tat priti priti chittena yena varta pihi sutta asuta nishchitam sa bhaved bhavyo bhavi nirvan bhajanam. The one who has listened to the story of this soul, one who is listening to the story of the soul. Listening means listening and also putting into the action. Kartikeya Acharya says, he is the one Bhavi Jeev and he will get liberation. So Acharya Bhagwan gives us assurance. Gurudev Sri Kanji Swami gives us assurance. You are Bhavi Jeev, keep doing your work, you will obtain liberation, you will get Samyak Darshan followed by liberation. So knowledge occurs in all the living objects, Nigod to Siddha, Bhavi to Abhavi. That knowledge is an extraordinary nature. It does two functions. Knowledge knows the self and knowledge knows the alien object. Knowledge knows the self and knowledge knows the body, knowledge knows the shirt, knowledge knows the house and the car and world and everything. So knowledge is doing two important functions. That's why it's called extraordinary attribute of the soul. No other attribute has that capacity to do this, something for the self and something for the other. Here, knowledge is knowing the self, knows the other. Now, when this is wrong knowledge only knows others. Wrong knowledge only knows others. So that's why I know this phone, I know this piece of paper, I know this book in front of me, I know myself, I know my body, etc. All the worldly object, I know it. But the wrong knowledge does not know the self. Do you have self-experience? Do I have self-experience? Do you have Samyak Darshan? Do I have Samyak Darshan? Do we all have Samyak Darshan? No. That means we do not know ourselves right now. That means we have wrong knowledge. And this wrong knowledge is occurring since time infinite in the past. I'm a super scientist and I'm so important scientist in the world that I got Nobel Prize for physics or chemistry or mathematics or computer or whatever objective things that you think about. But there's all the knowledge for the worldly objects. So I could have intellect so much that I could be recipient of the Nobel Prize. Or I could be so dumb that just know my body only, and that's it, and nothing more than that. Again, all those things are wrong knowledge. Wrong. Knowing the alien object, knowing the padarth, knowing the worldly object, and not knowing the self. Not knowing the self and way. So that is called wrong knowledge. Do I have that knowledge? Yes. Do you have that knowledge? Yes. How long do we have it? Inborn, forever and ever and ever. So, knowledge is an inborn characteristics of any living object, whether it's Nigod or Siddha or human or anybody. Now that I have this knowledge, I have to put this knowledge for right use. What's the right use? First, I should have liking for the finding the truth. What's the truth? Truth is a soul. Soul is a truth, is a soulful. The soul is a truthful state. So to know that state, Aryan Bhagwan experienced himself. Muniraj, Kunkun Acharya Dev, Amritchandra Acharya Dev, Padmamaldhari Dev, etc. Muniraj, they experience themselves. Samyak Drishti Jeev Rai Gurudev Sri Kanji Swami or Srimad Rajchandra Ji, etc. They realize their self. Pandit Toramal Ji, etc. They realize their self. So their own experience, they put it into the writing in the form of scripture. So I read those scriptures. Again, I have wrong knowledge. Scriptural knowledge is an alien object, padarth, wrong knowledge. Yes, still wrong. But I'm trying to know who I am. I know the scripture. I read the scripture. I ask question, satisfy my question. Then I analyze the scripture and I make determination of the reality through the scripture. Means, who am I? Soul, non-living, Asha, Burn, Samvar, Nijra, Moksha. I know the real nature of those things, which we already talked about so far in the wrong concept about 7 elements. Now I make the determination through reading the scripture. Still, it's a thoughtful process. It's a vikalp dasha. It's called reflective thought process. It's still called mithyatva. But at least we make determination of reality. Who am I? What's my true nature? Why I'm transmigrating? What's my root cause of suffering? All those things, I get knowledge. I gather the knowledge. Now, when I make the determination, I contemplate upon the nature of the scripture, nature of the reality. Deep thinking process. Again, it's a mithyatva dasha right now. But now I'm trying to look for the happiness. I'm on the path to look for the happiness. So, such type of living being, Pandit Todamal Ji in the Moksha Prakashak in 7th chapter, he says, Samyak Sanmukh Mithya Drashti. A wrong believer is almost about to get right belief. But still he's a wrong believer. But he contemplates. He thinks deeply, he reflects deeply on those nature of the reality. And ultimately, he experiences the true nature of the self, which is called Samyak Darshan, Samyak Jnana. Samyak Darshan, Samyak Jnana, Samyak Charitra. Fourth Gunsthana, experiencing of the self, self-realization, Atma Darshan, Atma Anubhuti, any name you can give. All this thing with this knowledge which I have over here in the previous slide, it says that I know this, I do not know the self, but I know the others. In that other section, I started knowing from the scripture, and from scripture onward, I started descending and came up to here and now experience myself, and that is called Samyak Darshan, Samyak Jnana. Up until this bullet, up until this state over here, when I came up to this state here, I started my journey here, came all the way up to here, and did not progress further. That's it. I'm still in the wrong faith. I came up to here and I did not self-realize myself. I did not experience the self. This is useless. So when I'm doing all this step, my final aim has to be achieving this important step, which is self-realization. Self-realization is called Samyak Jnana, Samyak Darshan, Samyak Charitra, fourth Gunsthana. This is the first Gunsthana. This is the first Gunsthana. This is the fourth Gunsthana. So, things are in front of me. I know exactly what to do. I look for it and I can achieve those things. So here now, what we are looking at it is what is right knowledge now. Up until now, we are talking wrong knowledge, wrong knowledge, wrong knowledge, agnan, 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 agnan. Now we are talking samyak jnana, samyak jnana, samyak jnana, samyak jnana. Right knowledge is samyak jnana. What is it? What is it? What is it? How can I achieve that one? So, knowledge of the self. When I know myself, I know who am I? What's my true nature? What's a dravya? What's a gun? What's a paryay? I experience that state. Knowledge of the self. When knowledge of the self occurs, swaprakashak occurs, alien knowing always is there. Praprakashak is always there. Remember, I always know from Nigod till the human being state here. I know all, I try to know all the alien object. This physical body is mine, physical body is mine. I know physical body. And that's an alien object. I have knowledge about it. When I know myself, when I have the self experience, means right knowledge, samyak jnana, then this knowledge is always present. Self and alien knowing, swa or prakashak. That's a quality of the knowledge. Knowledge of the self is undivided, akhand. That reminds me, on Deepavali day, early morning, 2-3 weeks back, we went through that process in our own temples. We did the Nirvan Ladu. Nirvan Ladu. What is Nirvan Ladu means? Nirvan Ladu means when the Ladu is there, when somebody is making that one, lots of material was mixed together and they put it together and make one thing out of the lots of other ingredients that were there. And now this Ladu is akhanda, unbreakable, undivided. Knowledge of the self is like that, akhanda, undivided. My knowledge right now for the worldly object is called khanda knowledge, is a sections of knowledge. I know it. Now, for example, I know this book right now. Okay, I know the book. No. I know the phone right now. No. I know this eyeglasses right now. Oh, no, I know the computer right now. So my knowledge is broken down knowledge from one to other to third to fourth to fifth, like that. It's called gyaan, the knowledge with the different differences. And indifferent, undivided, oneness of the soul knowledge is called undivided knowledge. So when we are putting that Nirvan Ladu to Mahavir Swami, hey Mahavir Swami, you obtained Keval Gyaan, akhand, undivided knowledge, just like this Ladu. It is a undivided, akhand, unbroken. We wish I have the contemplation that one day I'll also obtain the same knowledge like yours. And that's why I offer this Ladu to you. That is the reason why we offer Nirvan Ladu to Mahavir Swami. Experience of self is true knowledge. Experience of the self is true knowledge. With right faith, right knowledge occurs. This is very important bullet to understand. My faith is directed to the outside object. Inborn wrong faith or grahit mithya darshan means body is mine, body is mine, body is mine. That kind of attitude I have since time infinite, and that's a wrong faith. When I experience myself, that's called right faith. Faith can be either wrong faith or right faith, either or. There's nothing in between. So when somebody experiences soul, it's called right faith. Knowledge. Remember, we went through the steps in knowledge. All the steps we went through, all this knowledge I went through. I read the scripture, analyze scripture, determination of scripture, contemplating on it. All those things are still wrong knowledge, wrong knowledge. But with that idea, when I know what's my true nature, and then I experience the soul, when I experience the soul, that is called Samyak Darshan. When Samyak Darshan occurs, then whatever knowledge is there, the whole or every knowledge that you have it, lot more knowledge, less knowledge, any amount of knowledge you have it, that knowledge is called Samyagnan. It's called Samyagnan. Same knowledge a moment before is called wrong knowledge. Now I have experiencing of the self. And that's why the same knowledge which was Mithya Jnana now is called Samyak Jnana. Nothing changes in the knowledge. Nothing changes. Same knowledge. Less, moderate, or more, whatever knowledge you have it. But it's with the right faith. So that's why it's called right knowledge, because now you have experienced the undivided nature of the self, and that's why it's called true knowledge. That's what it is. Right knowledge knows the difference between self and the alien object. Right knowledge experiences the self, then knows I am the self and I'm away from the worldly object. Right now, my knowledge, present knowledge, I am the body. I have oneness with the body. But with the right knowledge, that oneness disappears. And I am the soul, and this is the body. I'm the soul, this is the body. So there is a Ved Gyaan occurs. And that's a true knowledge. That means Acharya Bhagavan says, you get out of your wrong knowledge, come to the right knowledge, and that right knowledge follows right faith. The right faith, samyak shraddha, samyak darshan. When samyak darshan occurs, whatever knowledge you have is called right knowledge. You don't have to change anything. So most important thing is to work on your faith. My faith is to the alien objects. I have to take the faith away from there. I have to bring my faith inside. But what is inside? What will happen if I give up both the hands? That I'll fall down in the ditch and I'll die. No. When I give up my both the hands, I know what's my true nature, and I'm going to get engrossed in by nature of the self. That's samyak darshan, and at that time, whatever knowledge you have is called samyak jnana. So here we have inborn wrong faith, associated knowledge is wrong knowledge. In the knowledge, one makes determination of the reality. When faith turns to the self, then same knowledge is known as right knowledge, samyak jnana. So everything depends on the faith. Faith is the most important thing. If I change my faith, I'm the body, I'm the body, I'm the body, I'm the body. That's my wrong faith. I'm the soul, I'm the soul, I'm the soul, I'm the soul. When I experience that soul, then that is the whatever knowledge I have is called samyak jnana. But how do I change my faith? With the knowledge. Knowledge. I study the scripture, I analyze the scripture, and I just say, this is the true thing. This is the reality. When I make the determination and bring my faith inside, then when a faith turns inside, then the same knowledge is called samyak jnana. So this is how to remove ajnan. Mithya gyaan or agyan, wrong knowledge, how to remove, work on the faith. How do I turn faith? Work with the knowledge, know the self, and then determine the reality and bring the faith to the self. It's so intertwined. Samyak darshan and samyak gyaan both are intertwined with each other. One leads to other leads to one. So both are together. So those are the things we have to do. And now we are going to go to the stanza number 8, which is going to be Samyak Charitra. It's going to talk about Samyak Charitra. So we are going to do this Samyak Charitra chapter next week. Maybe Yeah, okay, we can listen to this stanza right now, and next time we will hear again. So this stanza 8 will talk about Mithya Charitra, and thereafter it's going to be next stanza will be Grahit Mithya Darshan, Grahit Mithya Gnan, Grahit Mithya Charitra. That will be taking. So we'll be next week we'll be talking about Mithya Charitra, inborn Mithya Charitra. Any questions so far? From the Zoom or from the class, anybody has any question?
No questions here from the class, sir.
Okay. All right, then we can do the closing. You want to do the Jinvani?
Jinvani Stuti.
Go ahead.
निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है, इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है, वंदना शत बार है। 9 बार नमोकार मंत्र। जय बोला उसने।
श्री अनंतम सिद्ध परमेष्टि भगवंतो नो जय हो। ऋषभादि विरांति भी चतुर्दशी तीर्थंकर भगवंतो नो जय हो। श्रीमदादि विश्वमन तीर्थंकर भगवंतो नो जय हो। श्रीमद स्वामी संदेशाला भरतना जीवनो उद्धारक श्री कुंकुनाचार्य देवनो जय हो। अध्यात्म मूर्ति श्री गांधी स्वामी नो जय हो। परसम मूर्ति भगवती मात नो जय हो। धन्य एकावतारी श्रीमद राजचंद्र देव नो जय हो। जिनवाणी मात नो जय हो। जयकार हो। जय जिनेन्द्र।
जय जिनेन्द्र।
जय जिनेन्द्र।
जय जिनेन्द्र।
थैंक यू।